Welcome back to the garage, everyone. We are officially home, still unpacking, still sorting out where everything is. In my time down in Florida, there's a couple of things that I decided I wanted to change on the Sportster. Of course, some of the upgrades include the handlebars and the rear shocks. If you haven't seen that video, you can go back and check it out. They were good upgrades, I believe. The big consensus I learned on this trip in Florida was the whole swing arm chopper aesthetic lean thing. It's a terrible idea. I ran into a lot of subscribers and fans down at the Forgotten Angels camp out, and I think everybody got the point because I kept talking about it down there. I did express a couple of ideas about the future of this bike, but I'm still not actually sure that that's going to be the future for this bike. I'll discuss that more maybe on down the road if something develops more about it. So, talking about the whole bad idea of making it into a baby chopper, it's now sitting on 13-inch rear shocks. The front end is technically like a 6-over. I believe to level the bike out, I need to drop the front forks down about an inch or so. That's what I'm really trying to do, is get the seat profile flat again, so it's easier for my back and all to handle that. Outside of that, we're going to take out the baffle on the muffler. Now that we don't have to worry about campgrounds anymore, we can actually open up this exhaust a little bit and hear it. And additionally, I'm probably going to pull my passenger foot pegs because they're currently resting on the exhaust. Probably not too good. I've got some other improvements coming fairly soon for the intake. We're going to be switching out all that. I've been slowly gathering parts. A couple of the parts I purchased off of J&P when I was down in Florida, and then I just purchased the actual intake when I got home. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping these tires or not. They are feathering pretty bad, and that is either a sign of probably not enough fork compression, too much fork compression. I don't know which one. Personally, I think they're set up pretty good. I have really good. The front end feels great going down the road, honestly. It is the 4-inch tracker die damper rods with progressive springs, so they ride really well with a good fluid. And then I actually have an extended 4-over cap on top of that. And right now, I mean, I'm really happy with it. The rear end really complements the front end now. I feel like I got a pretty good front and rear shock suspension setup. But to level that out will help a lot. But the tires, I don't know. I don't like the way they're wearing. The other cause that they're feathering so bad, they say I'm using too much front brake, which is interesting. I know that, you know, Harleys are pretty heavy, but I mean, it's no heavier than a GS or anything like that. So, I don't know. I got brand new brake pads on this back in 2021, I think it was, over that winter, right before I did the MABDR. So the brake pads are still looking pretty good. I mean, I've only got about 4,000 miles on them, maybe 3,000 miles on them since then. I'm not quite sure what the future of this bike is. I've recreated it so many times now, and talking with some other friends, you know, they even told me this whole time I should have just been picking up different Sportster projects and kind of building each one out differently, and maybe I could have been selling them to earn back some of the money I've been spending. But to be honest, I really haven't spent that much money. So, I don't know, maybe it's something to think about. Maybe I will start picking up some older Sportsters that are down and distraught and kind of need restored in a way. It'd be kind of a good way to take what I've learned on this bike and give new life to older Sportsters. So, well, with that said, let's try to level this bike out and the muffler baffles, and maybe we can take it for a ride today. Yeah, that's not good. Ooh, that broke hard, damn. Must have been that rust Loctite. Yeah, a little bit of brown on there. Down there too. I don't know, ooh, they even ripped my exhaust wrap a little bit there. I'm not sure if I'm keeping this exhaust. I might end up changing it up again. I never know. So yeah, you can see how much I've dropped it here. I think I like that. Granted, the front end is lifted up about, I don't know, an inch or so on that chalk. So I think when we put it down, it's gonna look pretty good. Just gotta put everything back together now. threw the bolts in there just for aesthetics. I don't know, I might come up with like a little muffler tip here later on or something. Tried to polish off the heads a little bit here, but kind of see the stuff that's stained in it. I might have to get a little more aggressive. But I'm excited to get the new intake on it here in a couple days. And I'll be doing a full oil change on it and all that stuff. So I realized I still had the old mirrors I had on the other set of bars. So I decided to throw those on so I can actually see behind me while riding around. Tried different configurations, putting them on the top and the bottom, and they actually look a little better on the top. I think they're a little long though, but I can definitely see around me while riding, so that's all that's really important to me. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I'm actually surprised by how much dropping the front end down like that and putting on the 13-inch rear shocks balanced the bike out so much, because now it doesn't seem like the front end wants to like fall in or tip as much. You can actually kind of modulate it a little bit in the corners. Granted, I'm not trying to push it too much because I'm on knobbies, but makes me think about getting a set of like normal tires. It's nice to hear the exhaust. I thought it was going to be a lot louder, but it's so deep. It's very, very mellow still. So all that's in there right now actually is the packing. None of the actual little baffle discs that are on the end of a Super Trap muffler, if you're familiar with those. So, I don't know, it just feels like it's breathing pretty good still. Doesn't really seem like it affected the performance very much. This is a beautiful day out in Ohio right now. It's about 70 degrees. It's supposed to rain possibly tomorrow. See, that's the beautiful thing about a slow bike, is I can run this thing hard and not worry about breaking the speed limit. But I still need, still got the intake I'm going to do on this bike. I'll be sure to record that. I've got a new crank or head breather kit I'll be installing. So that way I no longer will be sucking in all my old oil blow by. That's always bothered me with this. Man, I really missed Ohio roads. Like, and this is just my backyard. Like, I really missed it. There's a lot going on this year, and I got the DR to work on and prep next. And I got a lot of maintenance on the truck to do and get done. And then sometime I got to think about what we're doing with the camper, because I got to go through the camper, fix a bunch of stuff. The amount of things that broke on that camper just trailering it. One of the outside walls popped off, like popped out of its molding. I don't even know how. The inside wall that I've already replaced twice now has ripped itself from the screws once again. I'm just really not happy with the quality of that, but I mean, it serves its purpose. We're able to live out of it.
But I've got to service the axles, repack them with grease and everything. And we got to decide what we're going to do with that, maybe, if we're going to use it again this year. I figured I'd make this video, just let everybody know I'm back in Ohio. I'm going to be trying to record what I'm doing in the garage and stuff, and try to do a couple trips, hopefully. I'm really anxious for the weather to warm up so I can take the DR out and really explore some of Ohio. And I got my sea legs on that bike again too. Really get used to gravel, all that good stuff. But you've made it this far. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take it easy.